this is Brian from Install Doctor. For those of you that don't know, Install Doctor is a provisioning system that lets you store all your software and your configuration settings in a Git repository so that you can easily redeploy your operating system with all of its application and settings after you reformat your computer, and it'll bring it back into a similar state. Today, right now, I just want to give a quick video to talk about terminal settings, and I'll show you guys a handful of different tools that I've integrated into the terminal settings. So basically, there's a lot of neat command line tools available on GitHub. A lot of them even have just like outrageous numbers of contributors and stars. Like most of the software that I've integrated into Install Doctor is very well received by the GitHub community. Right now, what you're seeing is Warp. Warp is the actual terminal program. It's pretty cool. So for those of you that are familiar with autocomplete, if I type ls, you can see it automatically shows descriptions of all the commands that match ls. And then if I'm passing a flag, oops, let's try that again. So yeah, and then you can see descriptions of the flags for the ls command. The ls command just shows all of the files in a particular folder. Right now I'm in a folder with a bunch of images, and you can see that the icons show up, everything is styled right. That's using a program called Z-Oxide. And then you can see we have this nice styled prompt that's called Powerline, and I'm using this with zsh since I'm on Mac OS. But there's really so many different tools that I've integrated into my bash rc, zsh rc file, and that's all included in the default configuration of Install Doctor, which I highly recommend people use. If you like what you see in this video, then you should totally check it out. You can use Install Doctor, contribute to it. If you want, you can probably just like strip out just the terminal settings. But anyway, so I want to show, so I'm not going to talk as much about Warp right now as I am going to talk about the terminal settings. So for this, so Warp does, here I'll show you. So this is Control R. So if I'm looking through a history, it'll show up like that. And Warp has all these like fancy features, like it has like AI integration and stuff like that. But this is what iTerm. So iTerm 2 is probably the most popular terminal on Mac OS. So I'm going to show a handful of tools that are integrated into the terminal. So apart from Z-Oxide, which is the listing that shows all these icons aren't showing up because I don't have the setting set to the right font, but it would work if it was configured. But anyway, so now if I press Control H, we have this tool. I just added one command to it. It's a project called Hoard. Basically, you can save commands, and then you have like a little like navigation menu. I just saved one command called Pimps Flayers. It's going to echo sup pimps and flayers. And here we go. So there we go. We just press enter, and now it says sup pimps and flayers. And now here's another one for you. So this one's called Navi. You can see, so basically there's all these public repositories that you can download cheat sheets from. So let's find a good one. Let's see which one we'll work on. So a lot of these say common and Linux. They might not work on Mac OS, but let's see. There's OS X. Let's find one. So anyway, you can just scroll through. Let's try to remove a volume. And then, so remove a volume, and then instead of having to remember the Docker volume's name, for those of you that don't know, Docker is just a way of running like websites on your local machine, basically, without going into the nitty gritty. But you know, it makes working with a lot of these commands a lot easier. So if I did have a volume named Facebook, now I could just press enter, and then the command shows up there like that. And it's Docker's not running, so, and I don't even have a Facebook volume name. I mean, a Docker volume named Facebook. So there's that too. And let's see what else. I could press Control. Oh, so we did that one. Let's see. Okay, so now let's say I enter a really long command. Hey, yo, what's good? Says, hey, yo. All right, so now I entered this and I don't want to enter it again. What can I do? Normally you can just press up and it'll go to the previous command. But what I have is the whole command history. So I can go back. Let's hope there's no passwords or anything in here. Okay, good. So I could go to, I could do open Twitter graphic. Oh, it doesn't exist in this folder, but anyway, you can see there's a lot of cool tools. I encourage you all to check out the Install Doctor project. It's at https /install.doctor. And this is not even scratching the surface. Man, I've spent years just working on like the configuration of my computers. It's ridiculous, man. There's so many cool tools and useful productivity hacks. And honestly, if you're starting off and you're new, I would still say use Install Doctor, because I've already spent so much time like comparing all the best tools and figuring out which things work best together. At the very least, I would say like you should totally set up your terminal using the settings that I have. This command line down here is for oh-my-zsh. And yeah, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully someone finds it useful. All right, bye.